They boarded expecting paradise, sunset cocktails, live music, and luxury on open waters, but what they got was chaos at sea. A brutal onboard brawl erupted mid-voyage on a Carnival cruise, shattering the serenity and leaving stunned passengers scrambling. Now, Carnival Cruise Line has responded swiftly and decisively, banning multiple passengers under its reinforced zero-tolerance policy. And this isn't an isolated incident. These disruptive outbursts are becoming a disturbing trend, threatening the reputation and safety of the cruise industry. Why are these brawls happening? Who's being held accountable? And what does this mean for your next cruise booking? This isn't just about one fight, it's about a shift in cruise culture you need to understand. Stick with us because in this video, we're breaking down everything from insider reports to legal consequences. If you value exclusive updates and straight-to-the-point breakdowns, make sure to like this video right now. This story isn't just another headline. It's a warning shot for the entire travel and tourism industry, and it's got people talking from Miami to Manila. The scene on board the Carnival cruise was supposed to be picture perfect. Families, couples, influencers with selfie sticks, all drifting peacefully across the water. But suddenly, that dream turned into a nightmare. What started as a minor dispute spiraled into a full-blown physical altercation involving multiple passengers, furniture being tossed, security overwhelmed, and a public relations storm the cruise line could barely contain. And now Carnival has slammed the door shut permittedly on those involved. No appeals, no second chances. They're done cruising, period. But here's what's wild. This isn't even the first time something like this has happened. Over the last year, these types of disruptions have been quietly increasing. Onboard fights, confrontations in dining rooms, alcohol-fueled shouting matches spilling out of nightclubs and casinos at sea. The cruise industry has tried to keep a lid on it, but this most recent incident forced them to act hard. And Carnival's new wave of lifetime bans signals a shift in how cruise lines are willing to protect their brand and their passengers. The implications? They're massive, because cruising for years has been sold to the public as the ultimate all-inclusive getaway. You pay once and you get food, entertainment, exotic ports, and escape from the stress of the mainland. But that fantasy comes with real-world problems. You're stuck in the middle of the ocean with thousands of strangers, minimal law enforcement, and a corporate team that would rather settle things quietly than make a splash in the media until now, because Carnival's actions suggest they're done playing nice. Sources close to the situation say this recent brawl was triggered by a minor misunderstanding, an accidental bump in a corridor, allegedly followed by insults and then fists. And in that split second, everything escalated. Cell phone videos captured passengers screaming, security attempting to intervene, even families rushing to get out of the way. One clip that surfaced online already has over 1.5 million views. It's raw, it's chaotic, and it's exactly the kind of viral content cruise lines fear most, not because it's rare, but because it's not rare enough anymore. Now think about this from a business angle. Cruises operate on thin margins, reputation is currency. A single bad incident on board doesn't just cost them a few bookings, it can ripple through social media, damage investor confidence, and trigger policy changes from top to bottom. That's why Carnival wasted no time announcing those passenger bans. Not only is it a message to the individuals involved, you're out. It's a calculated move to reassure everyone else. We still control the experience. We still own the narrative. But let's talk about you, the viewer, the traveler, the person planning a vacation and wondering, is cruising still safe? Is it still worth it? Because that's the real question underneath all the drama. And the truth is, yes, cruising remains one of the safest, most enjoyable ways to see the world. But just like flying, just like booking a resort, just like navigating airports or tourist hotspots, there's a new level of awareness travelers need to carry. It's not about fear, it's about understanding the evolving environment. Because here's the kicker, cruise ships are small floating cities. They have their own rules, limited enforcement power, and when something goes wrong, there's nowhere to run. That's why cruise lines are now investing more heavily in onboard surveillance, security personnel, behavior monitoring tech, and stricter alcohol policies. Some are even implementing AI-based monitoring systems to identify rising tensions before they explode. It sounds futuristic, but it's already being quietly tested. The industry knows this is a reputational war. and they're gearing up. There's also a cultural shift at play. Post-pandemic, people are traveling differently. Some are more aggressive, some are more entitled. And with cheaper fares designed to lure travelers back to sea, cruise lines have unintentionally invited a more unpredictable mix of passengers on board. It's not about class or background, it's about attitude. And if that attitude turns toxic, things can unravel quickly, which is why Carnival's decision to act boldly matters. It's not just reactive, it's proactive. Now let's zoom out. These events are a microcosm of a bigger issue: how companies protect their brand, their customer base, and their long-term viability in a social media-driven world. You can't afford to be passive when one viral video can erase millions in marketing budget. So, yes, the bans are dramatic, but they're also a masterstroke of corporate reputation management. Show strength, show clarity, reclaim the story before someone else tells it for you. And here's what else matters: accountability. Because if passengers know there are real consequences, not just warnings, not just a slap on the wrist, but actual lifetime bans, it changes behavior. It changes how people carry themselves on board. And that's good news for everyone who still wants their cruise experience to be relaxing, safe, and memorable for the right reasons. No one pays thousands of dollars for drama. People want sunsets, spa days, maybe a little karaoke, not UFC at the buffet. So what's the takeaway? It's simple. The cruise industry is evolving. It has to, because the stakes are higher than ever, and the spotlight is always on. Carnival's recent action is a reminder that even at sea, rules matter, conduct matters, and the people who run these floating resorts are watching closely. In our next segment, we're diving even deeper. We'll explore how other cruise lines are responding, what future onboard policies might look like, and the behind-the-scenes strategies these companies are quietly developing to prevent incidents like this from ever happening again. But for now, know this: what happened on that Carnival ship wasn't just a fight, it was a signal, a shift, and if you're planning your next vacation, you're going to want to understand how this moment just changed the game.